Salutations and welcome back to the channel. This video will be my attempt at trying something new. As I am in the process of making a new game to be published on Steam, I want to take a professional approach to game design and production. With Steamfest coming at the end of February, I would like to finish a demo of the game in time to promote it. So I've decided to utilize some of the design documentation that are used by professional outfits in an attempt to document and standardize my ideas for the game. This will be part one of a four-part series where I decided to produce four documents, namely the game design document, the concept document, the technical design document, and the art bible or style guide. This video will focus on the game design document, which from what I understand is the main document that companies use when designing their game. A game design document is a document that outlines all the details necessary to design, develop, and to produce a video game. It's essentially a blueprint for the game and serves as a communication tool among team members. In my case though, this will be a one-man team project. So it's pretty much just for me to keep my thoughts in order. The sections that will be assessed in the game design document are the game overview, story and setting, gameplay and mechanics, game systems, art and aesthetics, audio, technical specification, monetization plan, and the development roadmap. I will also be showing the sample of the game on the left of the screen. If you are interested in trying out this alpha version of the game, you can try it out on itch.io by clicking on the link provided in the description box below. And with that, we'll start working on the game design document. Firstly, we'll look at the game overview. The name of the game I'll be making is Bookey Manor. How the name came about is it's meant to be a pun on the word spooky, as well as a play on the UK slang word bookie, which is used to identify someone or something as suspicious or untrustworthy. I also looked at the key part of the word and tried to reference something using that, and I came up with it being a key to a manor. So I decided that the main feature of the game will be a key. The genre of the game is a mixture of a point and click and a horror slash thriller. It's not exactly a merge of genres you would typically see together, so it's a huge gamble, but to me it's a very exciting prospect. The target audience is ideally horror game enthusiasts, idle point and click players, and the game will be made, well, since it's a Steam game, it will be made for PC. On to the game summary. The objective of the game is to click on the haunted key to collect points and advance through the manor. You have to survive the jump scares that occur randomly throughout the playtime. Currently, this is all that the game entails, but based on some ideas that were presented to me by some people who have reviewed the alpha, it was suggested that I include some form of endgame aspect to it. So the working idea is that there will be something like a sanity meter, and you need to interact with the jump scares to maintain your sanity. The unique selling point of the game is that it is a idle clicker horror, and that the game art will be hyper realistic. I figured that since the game will not have any animation and will be similar to a flash game, I would like to at least take the liberty to make the quality as appealing as possible. Moving on to story and setting. I don't believe this type of game needs a narrative. But if I were to improve on the game beyond the demo, it may be possible that some sort of narrative would be needed to guide what would become possibly the end game. The world building will place the game in a haunted manor in a dark setting with a 50s or 60s theme. The characters placed in the game are also individuals that would exist in this setting, as well as some beings or creatures that you would expect in a horror game. For the game, I call these characters residents, and these residents are the type of individuals that might find themselves working, visiting, or living in a manor. For gameplay and mechanics, when it comes to the core mechanics, it's a pretty simple movement with the mouse and click on the key wherever it appears on the screen. The game objective currently is to get a high score by clicking on the key. Potentially in the future, I may also include the objective of keeping your sanity while encountering the residents. The current progression system is a matter of observing as much of the residents through jump scares. The controls are pretty straightforward. Control with the mouse and click with the left mouse button. I believe the game does not have a difficulty curve. Technically, it gets to be more difficult to obtain the unseen residents since there are more to collect with lesser odds the further you advance. But I don't think that necessarily affects the game difficulty. On to game system. When it comes to level design, this game technically doesn't have levels, but it does have rooms that you get to see when you obtain a certain amount of points. Nothing changes with the gameplay when you switch rooms, which is why I don't think it can be seen as a level. As far as AI behavior goes, the behavior of the residents is simply a randomized timing pattern based on when you click the key. It's not exactly a set interval, but rather a range within which it can occur. Since the game consists of still images that don't require any motion or collisions, there aren't any physics and animations. apart from the simple motion you can see on the key. There also isn't any inventory or economy to speak of in the game currently. Now we move on to art and aesthetics. My idea for the visual style, as I've stated before, is the hyper realistic feel for the characters. And for the background, I wanted to give an ominous, dimly lit feel to give the impression of different levels and to make the game present as less monotonous. I decided to light the background of each room in a different hue. The user interface will have a horror game theme, naturally. Currently, the backdrop of the text is a tombstone, but recently I felt like it makes no sense for the game aesthetically since the game takes place in a manor. So in the future, I plan to change that design to a door to play on the use of a key. Onto audio, my goal for the music was to get a song that incites a bit of thrill and anxiety. Currently, the sound effects are stock songs, but now that I have my hands on a microphone, I want to input my own songs and voices so that they sound like they came from the same place. Currently, the balance of most of the songs don't match, and it makes piecing them into the game a bit offsetting, in my opinion. On to technical specifications. The game engine I'm using is GDevelop. This is the current game engine that I use until I learn a bit more about coding and also have a better computer to use to make games. I will have to do some research on how they go about setting the platform requirements for a game. I suppose that I can put the specs of my current PC as the minimum requirements, but personally I see no reason why this game can't work on some lesser spec computers. It may be you need more disk space, but resolution and such, I'm not sure. The performance metrics is ideally 4K resolution, and there are no multiplayer features for this game. For my monetization plan, the business model I hope to utilize is one where you pay only once. I'm not sure if I want to include in-game purchases since I'm not sure where or what I can offer that for. There is no in-game advertising at the moment. Finally, onto the development roadmap. The current milestones for the game are to complete these development documents by the 5th of February, and I also have to complete the demo before Steamfest begins on the 24th of February. I am hoping to have a successful experience of preparing and releasing the game on Steam, and hopefully I can make a game good enough to attract a few customers and also learn about all the hurdles that can come with posting a game on Steam. And with that, we've come to the end of the game design document presentation. I hope this helps provide some insight into what I intend to accomplish in making this game, and hopefully it ensures that I follow a standard operating procedure to avoid any shortcoming and to provide some consistency. Please like, subscribe, leave some comments, and also play the alpha currently on itch.io so that you can provide your own feedback as well as to what can improve or what you think is missing from this game. That's it. See you in the next video.